Okay, we're going to review parts of an essay before we start your assignment for Mr. Shump and me. And first thing we're going to do is talk about a hook. Y'all should know this from last year. If you don't, Miss Grace and Miss Wardlaw and I will come hunt you down. First, hook. First sentence of an introduction gets the reader's attention. The first look at the topic. This is a really broad statement. No rhetorical questions, you know better. Bridge. It's the second sentence of the introduction, connects the hook to the thesis. It begins to narrow down the topic toward the thesis statement. It's a connecting sentence. Think of the picture of the bridge in your head. It connects land. Go figure. Okay, thesis. Last sentence of an introduction. It's the keywords from the prompt, the ideas from brainstorming. It provides the details for the topic of the essay to the reader. And in the case of the assignment we have for you, it's going to contain the claim. The claim is embedded in the thesis in the introduction. It is the point or the position that you as a writer are taking on the issue from the prompt. So if you're wanting no school uniforms, then your claim is going to be against school uniforms. If you are for school uniforms, then your claim will be phrased in that way. Then we hit body paragraph stuff. We have topic sentences. It's the first sentence of a body paragraph, tells the reader the topic of the paragraph. It's the keywords from the prompt plus one, not five, not two, not three, one idea from brainstorming. Then we have your supporting details. And you guys know this. You cannot skimp on this. You have to pretend like you're writing for an Aggie. Explain the reason or the point in the topic sentence in detail. Don't leave any holes. Your grade will reflect it. Textual evidence is usually embedded into a sentence that is supporting that detail. Think of OERs. You have the quotation marks around the evidence from the source. You use parenthetical notation before end punctuation. You're going to get your textual evidence from the sources that Mr. Shump and I have provided for you. If you use the comics as textual evidence, you're just going to paraphrase and then make sure you tell us which comic you use, either the one by President Reagan or the one by President Washington. Parenthetical notation is the fancy way of saying documentation. My words go here as I lead into the textual evidence I found, comma, quotation marks. Quote the textual evidence word for word that you want to use. It's like picking a piece of pepperoni off a pizza. You only get the best piece. Close the quotation marks, open parentheses, author's last name, close parentheses, period. If you don't document your textual evidence, you're losing points, I promise you. Clinch your transition. This keeps your paper from going off of cliffs. It is the last sentence of a body paragraph. It sums up the topic of the current paragraph and leads into the topic of the next one. It keeps everything rocking along nice and smooth like the Mississippi. If you have any questions about this, ask me or Mr. Shumpert. Now, let's talk about how we're going to organize this. We are going to give you some different prompts, 4 to be exact, and you're going to choose which prompt you want to answer. Then you are going to have to answer 4 questions, or 2 questions. And we have set up this outline for you in that regard. Introduction. It's going to be 3 to 5 sentences. Hook, bridge, thesis, claim. You should know this. This is not new information. Then, body paragraph. You're going to take the answer to question 1, which I'm about to show you, plus your claim, plus your topic. That's your topic sentence. The entire paragraph is going to be anywhere from 11 to 15 sentences. Obviously, I don't have that many letters listed in this paragraph. That means you're going to expand that. So you're going to start off with ABC, or your first few sentences, providing supporting details, your opinion, and an explanation of your answer to question number 1. Then provide your textual evidence from one of the different sources. Connect the evidence to the reason or claim. Now, if you notice, there is an asterisk next to letter D. That is because you may choose to document 2 pieces of textual evidence in your paragraph to prove your answer. In fact, that would probably be a really good plan. So that's how you're going to get your 11 to 15 sentences all together now. Ooh, ah. Okay, so then if you notice the very last sentence, that's your clincher transition. You sum up the answer to question number 1, lead in to the answer to question number 4. If you are with me, give Mr. Shumpert a thumbs up. If you are not, you may ask questions when we are done. Not now. Okay, body paragraph number 2, actual paragraph number 3. It's the same layout as the preceding body paragraph. This time you're answering question number 4, plus your claim, plus your topic. Oh wow, look, 11 to 15 sentences once again. Shocker. So we have supporting details, opinion, explanation. Once again, you're going to have to extend this. Notice the asterisks. I would recommend 2 different pieces of evidence and connect each one to your reason and claim. Once again, clinch your transition. If you have any questions, ask Mr. Shumpert at the end. I will also be going over this in class. Last thing, conclusion. 3 to 5 sentences. Bridge. Reconnect the reader to your original claim. Do not write it word for word from your introduction. You know better. You know better. You know better. Thesis. Reword that thesis. Make sure you include your claim. Then, draw a conclusion about your claim and the evidence connection and or provide a call to action. I would highly recommend both because calling people to action is pretty much the purpose of argumentation. Okay, you're going to be working on this in my class and Mr. Shumpert's. So, let's preview these questions that you're going to be answering. Are you ready? All right. You're going to answer this question. Number 1, where is the line between religion and public schools? Number 4, is the school-sponsored prayer in public schools unconstitutional? Well, how am I going to know that? Well, you are going to look at some of these resources that we have pulled together for you. This is source number 1. It's a blog. You will document it using the title of the blog. Okay? Source number 2. This is actually an article from the AJ this past Sunday before last. And you are given 4 different opinions about religion and government. This will help you either support or refute your own opinion in your argumentation. Then we have a case study of trying to keep religion out of charter schools, and it's from a Texas school down in San Antonio. This will help provide you with some examples of real-world scenarios. Then you have political cartoons. Source number 4 is from the Reagan years, where he is literally trimming the fat from the Constitution and the First Amendment. Then the bottom one is a quote from George Washington. Pay close attention to his face and the connection between what's happening on his face and the text of the comic. Then you have source number 6, the actual First Amendment. And it actually explains the meaning and purpose of the First Amendment for you very, very clearly. These copies that you're going to get, whether you're getting them from me or Mr. Shumpert, are yours to keep. We highly recommend you highlight the pieces that you need to support your claim. Source number 7 is another case, Engel versus Vital. This is an actual U.S. court case dealing with the idea of religion and government in schools. Source number 8, these are short synopses of other case studies that go along with the Engel case. Okay? These are all yours. This is where you're going to get your textual evidence. Okay? Then you have, I don't know where the other one went. These are where you're going to get your prompts. And you have 4 different ones. You have, does non-denominational school-sponsored prayer force religion on impressionable children? That's topic 1. Notice we have gone through and taken apart their claims and identified the hook, the bridge, the thesis, and the claim. You will need to do this. I'm not going to give this copy to you like this. In my class, 5th and 6th period, we will be doing this together to a degree. But you need to see how they've put those 3 pieces together and how to help you structure your introductions. Next question, does school prayer that is non-denominational constitute governmental interference in religion? Third question, does non-denominational prayer in schools have an adverse impact on religion? And then final question, is the option to leave the classroom or remain silent during a prayer a false choice that could have negative consequences for students who do not participate? So you get to choose your prompt, you get to choose your position, and then you will choose your textual evidence. You'll be working on this in my class and Mr. Shumpert's class. You are expected to do brainstorming. You are expected to do an outline. You will type a rough draft. You will edit and revise it. And you will print out your final copy as well as post your final essay to your blog for Mr. Shumpert and I and your school and your students to comment on and see if we can punch holes in your claim. This will be due a week from today. Okay? Any questions? You talk to me or you talk to Mr. Shumpert. Have a nice day.